Today we're going to take a look at 14 flowers that you plant once and you never have to plant them again because they keep coming back. We'll also take a look at the names and we'll look at one that you may not want to come back. My name is Marlene. Welcome to our Home and Garden channel. Now let's take a look and see what we've got for you today. So the first one, guys, would be Cosmos. And I absolutely love this flower. It grows in growing zones 2 to 11, which is a very wide range, and it blooms from spring right over into the fall season. It is an annual, so you'll say, well, how is it going to come back? And that's by reseeding, because the seeds drop and then you'll get new plants, but it's not aggressive, and that's what I like. It's not invasive, so you'll get a few here and there, enough to come back in your garden and just look really wonderful. And I got these from the dollar store, guys. They were quite inexpensive, so it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving to me. And I've had Cosmos for quite a few years. These were the very first ones that I had even before I had a raised bed in my backyard. These ones were the smaller varieties, but they were just as beautiful. And bear in mind that, when plants cross-pollination, you may get darker colors, like this one got a little darker over the years here, but they're so beautiful and you're gonna love them. Moving on to number 2 would be daylilies. And daylilies are considered to be the workhorse of the garden. They grow in growing zones 3 to 10. They can grow for 10 years up to several decades. And here my husband is going in and planting some for a friend of ours. We did that for her. She's kind of like a mother figure to us. And we put them with some salvia there as well too. And these plants, what they're going to do for you is they're going to multiply. They're perennials. They're just going to spread, not a lot, controlled. And then after a few years, you can always go in and divide them out. They really don't need deadheading, but if you want, you can always go in and just trim them back a little bit to get more blooms. Moving on to number 3, and that would be peonies. And boy, are they gorgeous. I just absolutely love them. These grow in growing zones 3 to 9, and they can actually last anywhere from 50 to 100 years. So depending on when you plant them, they may outlive you or me, depending on who's planting them. I just absolutely love them. They do need a cold period though, like over the winter, for them to be at their best. And there are many different colors that are available, and you can see some of them right here. Some of them they have like double row of flowers and some single rows. These were some bare roots that they had on sale, I'd say like late winter, which is the best time to plant the bare roots. But you can also plant like one of the live plants from your garden center. If you see them like in the spring, you can plant them at that time too. They do have heavy heads though. That's one thing I'll say about them. So they will need to be staked, but they do, they multiply. They're perennials and they multiply. And then, you just have more and more each year. The first 3 years, I'd say not as many blooms, but after that, it's like they just take off and it's just a lot of them. So they're just a wonderful plant to have, highly recommended. Moving on to the next one, that would be number 4, and that would be hostas. And hostas, they are shade-loving plants. They grow in growing zones 3 to 9. This one here is called Blue Mammoth. They all live for anywhere from 15 to 30 years. So that's a pretty decent time, I would say, to have a plant around. And they also, they're spreaders. They're perennials, so they spread out, but not, in an invasive way, which we just love that. So it is controlled, and they do produce beautiful flowers, I would say maybe from late spring until late summer. And they're kind of like a hummingbird magnet. They love them. These ones actually belong to my neighbor. And sometimes when I'm out in the garden, pulling weeds or doing whatever, and I just sit and I look over and I can just see the hummingbirds. It's just so wonderful to see. Moving on to number 5, and that would be bearded iris. And these are ones that I grow at the side of my house, but I have them in my yard. I should say I have them in different areas of the garden, and they do spread out. They can grow anywhere from 10 years up to 20 years. And how they will last long is that the rhizomes, the underground swollen stems, they store the food in there, and that's what multiplies out over time. And you can always divide them too, because I'm showing you here in a video that I did where you would just go in and take the rhizomes out after dividing the plant and just planting some new ones. And you would do this in the fall, early fall. If you're going to do bare roots, you can plant them in the springtime. And this was a recent video that I did showing you, like different colors that are available. You can see it's kind of dry, but there are signs of life in there. So there are lots of choices for them. And again, maybe like the first 2 years or so, you won't get that many blooms. But as time goes by, you're going to get lots and lots more. And it's going to be just such a wonderful sight to see. And this video that I did, I'll put it in the description box. I'll link it there, so you can always take a look, at some of what they have or they had there for more details. And it's just such a gorgeous plant, guys. I can't say enough about it. It doesn't get a lot of pests and diseases. The only thing I'll see sometimes, it may get some aphids on there. And most plants, in the garden get them anyway. Just get your garden hose and spray them off, and they'll be fine. Moving on to the next one, and that would be daffodils. And that's one of my favorite spring blooming flowers. They grow in growing zones 3 to 10. And I like them because they typically are one of the first ones to bloom. And these plants, they can last for decades. And the way they do that is that not necessarily the original flower that you have, but because it also multiplies underground. The bulbs, they spread out. And so, the newer ones will give you newer flowers. So you're always going to have something. So you can divide them out as well, too. Moving on to the next one, and that would be Lark Spur. That's number 7, and they grow in growing zones 2 to 9. But I think they prefer the colder areas. Maybe like 5 might be the best point for them, 5 or 6 in that growing zone. And they do self-seed. So that's how they reproduce themselves. And again, they're not very, like invasive or aggressive in terms of how they reseed. So it's a good one to have. If it's too warm of an area, maybe like I'd say maybe like growing zone 10 or maybe even warmer areas of 9 may not necessarily be the best choice, but something to think about. Moving on to number 8, and that would be marigold. This is another workhorse of the garden as well, growing zones 2 to 11. So whether you're in a cold climate or you're in a tropical area, you can grow these. And lots of you, my fellow gardeners, you grow these, and they do double duty because they keep away pests and diseases, and they're very, very beautiful. And they reseed themselves because they are annuals. And this video that I did some time ago, I showed you how to harvest the seeds later in the season, which is best to do it when they've all bloomed and finished. Moving on to number 9, and that would be evening primrose. And it is just a beautiful plant that is low growing. It grows in growing zones 5 to 9, and it spreads by seeds. It also spreads by the rhizomes, the underground stems that are under there. But for this plant, it's not very invasive. So once you have a little border, around your garden, like some little rocks or some, blocks or whatever, they'll stay in, and they're not gonna, like mess up your garden. This is another one of my neighbors, and she never has any problems with them. You don't see them like popping up in here or in her lawn or anything like that. They just stay where they're supposed to stay, as long as you have that little, something to keep them in, as a little border. And I'll link maybe 1 or 2 of these in the description box if you wanted to try these. Some people say they also have medicinal properties, so that's something you can take a look at as well too. Next up would be number 10, and that's coneflower. An all-time favorite of mine. Grows in growing zones 3 to 10, which is great. And, the pollinators absolutely love them. Very pest and disease resistant. So many wonderful things about them. And they are perennials, so as time goes by, you'll need to divide them out. They also self-seed too, so that's a way that they, keep coming back. I'm just showing you here some of the seeds that I have had in the past, that I've given away or just sold them. And they'll just pop up somewhere, like in your garden, but not again in your lawn or anywhere that you wouldn't want them to be. They're very controlled, so I really love them for that reason. If you're liking this video so far, be sure to give me a thumbs up so others can get recommended to this. Or I should say get recommended to others so that they can, get to see it as well. Over here we have number 11, and that's Blackeyed Susans. And they're growing zones 3 to 9. Also, they're kind of like a close cousin to the coneflower, so the behavior is similar. They are perennials, and so they do spread that way. And those are some lower varieties right there, and some taller ones. And I just wanted to pause for a moment to invite you to subscribe to our channel if you've never done so before. My husband and I, we do lots of gardening topics because we just want to make the garden experience wonderful. Gardening is just such a wonderful hobby, and it's highly recommended by us. And we thank you so much for, your comments that you leave and all of that. Moving on to number 12, and that would be zinnias. And zinnias are coming in, they come in so many different colors. Some of them are double, some of them are, single rows of petals. They grow in growing zones 3 to 9, so from cold to very warm, you're pretty good to go either way. You can buy them as flats, you can buy them as the seeds, whatever you prefer, but over time they're going to self-seed, and you'll have more and more. They are annuals, so the plant itself is not going to come back, but the seeds, it will live on through the seeds. But again, bear in mind that sometimes because of cross-pollination, You may get slightly different variations in the color, when they come back. But pollinators, this is kind of like one at the top of their list. They just love this one. So if you only get one, get that one. So moving on to number 13, and that would be growing daisies. And they grow in growing zones 4 to 9. And they're also in the same family as the coneflower and the Blackeyed Susan, so very similar. And in this recent video, I showed you how you can pick beautiful borders with different flower combinations, and I'll link that at the end for you to check it out. Moving on to number 14, and that would be clematis, or clematis. It grows in growing zones 4 to 9, and this plant, I would say it's definitely one that lives for a long time, 10 to 50 years, guys. I've had mine, the pink one you saw just now at my mailbox. It's been maybe about 15 years and it's still going strong. I cut it all the way back. But there are different types of them. So when you buy them, look at the tag and see when it tells you the best pruning time for them, because you don't want to prune them at the wrong time and then you don't get your blooms. There's group A, B, and C, or 1, 2, or 3. One or the other. But there are 3 different ones. So you will want to follow the instructions that they give you to make sure that you don't lose your blooms and you get them every year. But they're great over arches, trellises, like I said, by my mailbox. They're just beautiful. Now here's one that you may not want to have coming back, and that would be morning glory. Now they are beautiful plants. This one here says party dress, and they really will have a party in your garden. I can promise you that. It tells you on the pack that it grows 6 to 7 feet, but these things they'll run all over the place in terms of dropping seeds and just taking over. So it's not the flower itself so much of initial vine, but it's the seeds that fall from it that kind of will take over your yard. So you really want to be careful about that one. But if you have a lot of space, I'd say go for it. So I just wanted to pause to thank my channel members and to thank especially those of you who share my videos with people who like flowers and gardening. It really means a lot. And if you've never been here before, I hope you'll consider subscribing, because we have such wonderful topics in store. And be sure to leave me your sweet comments, as you always do, guys, or any questions that you have. We're more than happy to take a look at those for you. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Happy gardening. Have a blessed day, and I do hope to see you in the next one. Take care.